Prod.Jaxobz made it happen.
It's just as I expected.
Yo, what's up, you guys? So today we are drawing the one and only, the man with a 1.5 billion berry bounty on his head, one of the worst generation, the man who has broken into 2 world government facilities and lived to tell the tale, has bested many warlords and challenged 2 of the 4 emperors, the son of Dragon, the grandson of Garp, the one and only future king of the pirates, Monkey D. Luffy! So yeah, you guys, I always wanted to draw a One Piece related video, like a how to draw One Piece art style, but I didn't want to just jump in and, like go in all out without, planning everything, because One Piece is my favorite anime and I didn't want to like mess it up. So this isn't exactly a how to draw One Piece art style video, more so how to draw Luffy video, and I'm actually talking over the drawing right now. But as you can see right now, I'm drawing Luffy's very different facial expressions. Right here, it's more like I'm doing more of a serious tone. I'm doing more of his, just stagnant faces. Well, Luffy's facial expressions are never stagnant, but he's actually a lot more animated. Like right here, this is the face he makes when he's starry-eyed, sees something cool he likes, like a robot. He thinks it's so awesome, he's drooling over it. This is the face he makes when he's fighting NL. He has to turn his brain off. It's a funny looking face. He has to do it in order to dodge his attacks. This is the face he makes when he's trying to tell a lie, but he can't tell a lie because, he's Luffy. He's the honest person. He says what's on his mind. This is his disappointed look, more so a funnier disappointed look, because it would suggest that he steal the road pony list, but he'd rather beat the emperors than take it himself. So he's disappointed in that approach. This is another variation of the lying face, and this right here is his more so annoyed look, and this right here is his just a regular happy-go-lucky. So yeah, Luffy can get really animated. There's a lot more variations than just what I've shown you. There's a lot more animated Luffy looks that Oda has drawn, and yeah. So what I'm trying to say is basically go ham. Luffy is a funny character, so draw a bunch of silly faces if you have to. More than likely will fit into Luffy's character. So right here we're drawing Luffy in his casual, not casual, but his main attire, but the Onigashima version, which is by far my favorite outfit of Luffy's. It's the standard red shirt, signature straw hat, flip-flops, but this time it's with the orange shorts and the purple sash, but most of all with the coat over the shoulders. That's how you know Luffy has evolved and taken it to the next level, ready to take on not 1 Emperor of the Sea, but 2 Emperors of the Sea. There's a thing with One Piece characters and coats over their shoulders. They must have like magic shoulders, because they be jumping around doing battle fighting, and the coat just stays on their shoulders, like it doesn't fall off or anything. Like don't get me wrong, that thing is cool and I think it's really cool, but you can't tell me that doesn't defy the laws of gravity. Come on now. So right here, after I apply the base colors, I'm applying the shading, but I'm not using a blending brush because I feel like it looks a bit more like it's ripped off the anime in this style. But the thing that's different about this than the other drawings you're gonna see after is I actually did this one after the others. I'm showing it to you first because it's his base form, and I'm gonna show you gear 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and but right here, as you see, I am starting off with gear 2, and in this one this is the first drawing I did, and I wasn't gonna do any line art. I was just gonna do sketching and the coloring and whatnot, but I tried to go back and apply the line art after the fact that I did the coloring and sketching, and it just did not look right. So for this particular piece, I did not do any line art, and it looks the most sketchiest out of the rest of the drawings, but it still looks pretty dope in my opinion. So right here, after I did the bare bones and figured out the pose I wanted to do, which is actually Luffy's signature gear 2nd pose, which he actually does not do as much since the post time skip. He used to do it every single time he turned into gear 2nd pre-time skip, but I just wanted to do his signature gear 2nd pose. Also, I want to point out, you see how I'm flipping the image back and forth? Pro tip for artists: always flip your canvas, because your eyes play tricks on you a lot and it gets used to what you're seeing, and when you flip it, you'll see a lot of your mistakes. If you're drawing on paper, I know this might sound a bit harder to do, but hold it up against the mirror. To this day, there are plenty of times where I'll be drawing and then it'll be hours and deep into the work, I'd forget to flip the image, and I'm like, oh shoot, and I flip the image and I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't see all this, and then now I have to make some adjustments. But yeah, this is basically Luffy's signature gear 2nd look with the steam coming out his body and the pink skin. And yeah, now we're starting on gear 3rd. And as you can see with this one, I'm trying to come up with a pose, but I'm having a hard time. I wanted to actually increase the canvas size, but I didn't want to because because I already did Gear 2nd in this small canvas, but I didn't want to like mess with it. And eventually, like later on, I actually do change it, but I didn't for Gear 3rd. And I kind of like, I could have made like, you know, accentuated like the giant fist a lot better, but you know, I didn't want to change the canvas size. But yeah, this is just Luffy punching in Gear 3rd with hockey imbued in his fist. So after I figured out the pose, you know, did the little bare bones things I always do, I'm drawing over it in a rough sketch. And also I want to mention, so you know, in One Piece, when certain characters, especially characters with dark eyes, like just plain black eyes, they'll usually have like these lines around their eyes when they're showing intensity, usually when they're angry or like they're fighting, and you know, when they're serious and whatnot. That's what I'm doing right here. This is Luffy. He's like serious. He's about to throw a punch. His eyes, you know, emphasize his seriousness, which is very important to show because it's the opposite of what Luffy usually is most of the time, which is, you know, a happy, carefree, go-lucky guy. So when his eyes are drawn that way, you know it's serious. You know Luffy means business. So right here, I'm drawing over the rough sketch with the liner, making adjustments as I go. And I want to mention, I'm about to add in the color, and you'll see little pop-ups here and there of a reference image, which I'm using to actually take the color from the image and apply it into my own drawing, because you know, red, my red might not be the same red that they use, my blue might not be the same blue that they use, it might not be the same shade, yada yada yada. There's a whole bunch of different variables. So I want it to be as close as possible, so that's why I was using a reference. And don't ever shy away from using references. When I was a kid at 6 years old, 5 years old, when I was first learning how to draw, I literally used references without even knowing what references were. I literally prop up a VHS box set of a Dragon Ball Z cover in front of my face, and I would copy pictures of Goku off the internet, you know, just little things like that. Like, but yeah, you're gonna see references throughout this whole entire video. Actually, like right now you're about to see one. But what I'm trying to get at is, at the end of the day, don't be afraid of using references. Don't be afraid of being judged, because at the end of the day, it's just another way to learn. Okay, right here, the armament hockey fist is a variation of different shades of dark blue and different highlights, shadows, and whatnot. And I actually did need to use the reference for more than just a color picker in order to figure that stuff out. So right here, I'm just finishing up basic shading and the highlights and so on and so forth. And then I'm gonna start on Gear 4th. Okay, so we're starting off Gear 4th, this Gear 4th drawing with Luffy's preferred Gear 4th form, Bounce Man or Bound Man, whichever language you prefer. When you're drawing Bounce Man, you want to draw a round, I don't want to say fat, but very round, like spherical but muscular body. Big arms, muscular arms, huge gorilla-like muscular arms, and tiny feet. It's muscular but considerably smaller than the rest of the body. So when Luffy is in Gear 4th, he enlarges himself. So he goes from being like 5'8" to like 12 feet tall. I don't know the exact number, but he enlarges himself, so to speak. So the clothes he's wearing stay the same size. They don't grow with him. So you want to illustrate that in the artwork as well. So other than the small clothes that he's now wearing, his entire body, other than the middle of his chest and his head, is covered in armament hockey. And his hair is now spiked up. You can see dark rings around his eyes to convey his seriousness. And now you can see a little bit of color in his eyes, a bit of brown. And the hockey goes from being a bluish darkish tint into being more of a reddish darkish tint. And lastly, you add the cloud vapor, and that's Gear 4 Luffy Bounce Man. Okay, Gear 4 Luffy Snake Man is similar to Bounce Man in terms of he gets taller, a lot taller, his clothes shrink, his body is covered in mostly hockey other than his chest, head, and this time his shoulders as well. Unlike Gear 4 Bounce Man, Snake Man is a lot less rounder. He's a lot more leaner, a lot more fit, so he can be a lot more faster in battle. And most importantly, his legs aren't disproportionate to the rest of his body. And his hair is super spiky as well, but it's a lot longer, it's a lot more flowy, and he has that little bang that reminds me of Super Saiyan 2. Also, he holds his fist like he's leading with his knuckle. I guess it's supposed to resemble a snake. It's a pretty cool detail in my opinion. So I'm gonna let the video play out a little bit. I'm just doing the line art. I'm gonna add in the colors, the shading, the highlights, etc, etc, make some adjustments, and add the cloud vapor at the end.
Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. One Piece.
In my honest opinion, Snake Man, Gear 4 Snake Man is Luffy's coolest form. Everything about it, just the build, the way he fights, the hair reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. It's just, I don't know, it's just so cool to me. I can't knock it in any way. But yeah, we're just finishing up with Gear 4th here. Let me know down in the comments below, what's your favorite Luffy form? Is it base form, your second, third, Bounce Man, Snake Man? I know I didn't draw Tank Man. Is it Tank Man? Let me know down below in the comments. Okay, if you have not read the manga, I recommend you do not go past this point, alright? But if you don't care about spoilers, don't say I didn't warn you, okay? Alright, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to decide. 5 seconds to decide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, don't say I didn't warn you. You hear that sound? It's a familiar sound. It's the drums of liberation. He has returned. Joy Boy has returned. It's a little reference for all my manga readers. Well, if you're at this point, you should be a manga reader, unless you don't care about spoilers and you didn't heed my warning at all. But if it wasn't obvious at this point, we're drawing Gear 5 Luffy. And to be honest, this was actually supposed to be an entirely separate video. I drew this before I drew everything else you've seen up to this point. Like, I drew this the exact day, or the exact week that 1044 came out. And the One Piece hype kept growing from there, the Luffy hype kept growing from there, and especially since the latest chapter, and especially since the latest episode, 1015 was arguably the best One Piece episode of all time. And I figured, what better time to drop a One Piece, a Luffy related video than now. So this is me drawing Gear 5 Luffy. For those of you who read the manga, you've seen the silhouette of Gear 5 Luffy in front of the moon, which is basically what I'm drawing, except it's not a silhouette and it's not from the side view, it's from the front. So what do y'all think about Gear 5? Personally, I think Gear 5 is awesome. What I love about Luffy's ability, at first, it seems so relatively simple. Like he's a guy that can stretch, you know? It sounds so basic compared to everyone else's powers, like Logia's and Zoan's for example. But he makes the most out of his relatively simple ability with his creativity. Like Luffy obviously doesn't draw well, you've seen his art, we've seen his art, but he's an artist. And now knowing the true nature of his fruit, it doesn't feel like a cop-out. It doesn't feel like it's not meant to be this. It feels like this is what it's meant to be all along. Like it's literally the power of creativity and imagination, what Luffy has been doing all along since day one. All I want to know is, how do you top it from here? How do you go beyond this ability? That's my question. What do you guys think? Also, I want to mention, I know I'm using the wrong colors. I drew this before it was revealed that his clothes turned white and his hair turned white. And all the fan art at the time were very similar to this, mostly in the hair. But I did notice Oda changed the color of Luffy's shirt. He usually colors in Luffy's shirt with black ink. So I made a conscious effort to put in a color that was a bit more lighter than the usual red. But as you will see, I do make an adjustment and change it to the all white. Well, we're nearing the end of the video, so I want to close off by saying, in terms of quality and art, I feel like this has been some of the best I've done recently. And I usually don't draw fan art, but One Piece just means a lot to me, you know? It's my favorite anime. It was only a matter of time before I did it. So yeah, definitely there will be more One Piece content in the future. I want to do a how to draw One Piece video, same with Naruto, but I don't want to let it, I don't want it to suck, so give me some time. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what else you want me to draw for a video. Could be One Piece, could be anything. Just let me know down below in the comments. And let me know if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form. If it did, please leave a like down below. And we're so close to 1,000 subs, so if you haven't subbed yet, I greatly appreciate it. But thank you so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!